So this update once again has to be probably the second biggest update that I have posted in such a long time, except for the brand new map. The brand new F22 Raptor update is finally out and it has so much content to cover, so let me just jump right into it. Alrighty, so the first thing which was actually added in this brand new update is the F22 Raptor. It is a 5th generation US fighter jet with superior agility, 20mm Gatling gun, 4 air lock-on missiles I believe this is, and 2 bombs. So let's go ahead and take a look at the statistics. And the statistics seem to be pretty much full, and that is actually insane. However, there is one thing I would like to actually show you guys, because in this brand new update, they have added a brand new type of operation, which is collecting 800 points by flying through rings in a plane. And before we actually go ahead and check out the F22, I would like to actually show you this, guys, because this is like absolutely crazy, and I would not expect developers to add such a cool feature into the game as a challenge itself. It's actually probably the most unique challenge that is going to be used a lot more. So basically, once you guys do have the challenge kind of selected, you basically have to pretty much just fly through these rings, and it's basically going to be giving you guys the point system, and pretty much you guys will be achieving more points if you are going to be kind of flying through harder parts. For example, if you guys would like to actually get yourself 5 points, then you would have to actually fly under here, which is actually incredibly difficult. But again, I feel like this is a really cool task because it also helps you guys learn the plane a lot more, and you guys actually learn the mechanics much better, which is something I actually really like. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out the F22. Alrighty, so here we have ourselves the F22. Let's go ahead and actually start it up and start flying with it. Let's go ahead and also take a look at the statistics. So yeah, it's going to be having 4 air-only lock-on missiles, which actually does make sense because this vehicle is made for going to be insanely good at air-to-air. It seems to have pretty much the best turning speed in the whole entire game. I think it's going to be pretty much the same as the F35, if not slightly better. It also has some of the highest speed in the game, being able to go up to 350 miles per hour, and then it just slows down to 340 or something around this. Looks like it's going to be a bit higher than the Eurofighter, but I could always be wrong, and the barrel rolls on this and overall movement feels incredibly nice. It's a big plus for me, and I really like this vehicle. Maybe they're going to be adding onto it a little bit later, since it is a stealth vehicle. We do have ourselves a brand new stealth feature, but I will be covering this later. Overall, the F22 is definitely a plus. Alrighty, so the next vehicle which was added in this update is a brand new ship, which is the USS Zumwalt. Let's go ahead and check it out. It's going to be an advanced US Navy ship with an AI missile drone. It's going to be having 2 150mm cannons, 2 30mm cannons. With this, it's also going to be having 10 ground and 10 air lock-on missiles, which is just huge. The speed is going to be 2 and 3 for health and 3 for firepower. And of course, this game pass is going to be costing 2,500 Robux. Luckily enough, thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys are the reason I'm actually able to buy this. And let's go ahead and check out this vehicle. Let's give you guys a rough review, because this has also some of the coolest interior that I have actually gave into the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at its weaponry. This is pretty much the biggest ship in the whole entire game by size. Like, look at this. This is pretty much the size of the whole entire base. Like, holy moly with that. And I think helicopters will also be able to land on top of this. But let's go ahead and take a look at the cannons. The cannons are going to be explosive, which is pretty nice, and it's also going to be able to spawn a drone at the back. If you guys go ahead and press T, as you guys can see, the drone just spawns in, takes off, and it's going to be basically following you around, and it's going to be shooting rockets at your enemies, which is just insanely cool. The AI turrets are going to be slightly stronger than the likes of the B-29, I believe this is, so it's going to be good for the likes of anti-air. You guys are pretty much secure in terms of anti-air because of the 10 lock-on missiles. However, in terms of balancing this vehicle is actually not going to be insanely OP with its lock-on missiles. The air lock-on missiles are going to be really good in terms of power. However, they are able to be countered by flares. However, in terms of the tanks being hit by the ground lock-on missiles, they're not going to be doing just as much damage, because the tanks are not actually able to counter the likes of the ship just as much, because the smoke is actually not this good of a feature. However, this vehicle does also have an interior, so let's go ahead and check it out. As you guys can see, there's literally 6 freaking monitors. There's also 6 more over here. So let's go ahead and go inside and actually have a look at this. So basically, this vehicle does have a few escape pods. We cannot go into here, but I believe this would just kind of be like a toilet or something. So you guys can open this side over here to actually use it to escape once your vehicle is about to blow up, which is actually incredibly cool. You could also be doing the likes of this on the other side over here, which is also just as great. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other bits of the interiors, because this is not going to be it. We could also go ahead and go down here where the drone is going to be stored. Honestly, the whole interior actually looks so insanely sick. You guys could actually enter this. It's just the only little complaint I have with it is that it's slightly too blue, but other than this joint is also physical, and you guys can stand on it. Let's go see if you can actually do damage to it. Okay, so until it does get spawned, you guys cannot do damage to it. I'm not sure if the imp here will be able to counter it, but I don't think so. Anyway, let's move on to the lower deck, which we have over here, and then there is basically like an area over here which will be able to kind of be submerged underwater. I believe this was done on purpose, and it's a real cool feature because water can actually enter this boat, and I think the reason why this was done is because maybe at some point in the future, maybe some very small boats will be able to spawn in here. I don't really know, but overall it is a really cool feature. It does really give us kind of that IRL feeling with this boat. I really do love it, and I gotta respect the developers for it. Oh yeah, by the way, later on I'll probably try to check if helicopters will be able to spawn on top of here, but if you do have this Game Pass, let me know in the comment section down below. I do not have anyone to help me out with this video, so I cannot really break that down to you. And now the final vehicle which was added in this brand new update is the B2 Spar, which you guys can unlock from the daily spin. However, soon in the future, the daily spin vehicles will also be purchasable for a set price, so don't worry about this for now. Let me go ahead and actually cover this vehicle because it's going to be having one of the coolest features in the game, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. It's going to be a high-tech US stealth bomber with 24 bombs in the stealth mode. Okay, man, that is crazy. And the speed is going to be 2, free for health and free out of firepower, and this will also be able to tank a tank show from a tank, and it's going to be having a custom spawning system, which you guys can see over here. I actually really like it, and this bomber is definitely going to be really good for the meta. I believe the area damage is going to be really good for these bombs, and they are going to be dropping pretty fast and not going to be super fast, and you guys could also use stealth for a limited amount of time. Basically, it stealths your vehicle, and no one will be able to lock onto you, which is also just as great. I personally really like this vehicle for this reason, and it is also possible to actually land this vehicle. However, there is a slight glitch which I would like to actually cover for you guys, just so you know. I was told about it by Gizmo, so let me go ahead and cover it really quick. Alrighty, so landing with this will be possible, but it will be very difficult, and when we do go ahead and land, as you guys can see, this vehicle is going to be extremely tall, but it does have a little bit of a glitch, as you guys can see over here. This wheel is just slightly glitched. It's going to be like this, but let me cover the other problem which this vehicle also has, but the developer just did not have enough time to polish it. As you guys can see, the second I literally just get inside of it, it will pretty much just try to take off at 100%, which is just a little bit of a problem. However, Gizmotech has said that it's going to be fixed at around Monday by the latest amount of time, because the developers did not have as much time to actually work on this, but it's not that big of a problem. At the end of the day, developers have done a fabulous job in this update, but by the way, this is not it. Let me show you something else. Alrighty, so the next thing which I actually do have to show you guys in this brand new update is the developers have done a significant amount of changes according to our requests. I am really glad that Gizmo has decided to watch these requests and actually also watch my video about it. The helicopter pads will pretty much be able to heal the likes of the helicopters now, which is going to be at every single oil barrel, I believe this is, and it's also going to be at the top of one of the buildings in the city, I believe this is. Yeah, it's going to be right this one, and the helicopters will also be able to heal on top of it. I really like this feature that you guys actually have to work in order to actually heal your vehicles. Not to add, we also have ourselves another healing station, which is going to be for the planes at this airport right here, and it's also going to be on a deserted island right there. So we're going to be having a few airports which could actually heal our vehicles, but not to add, there is also another thing which was done according to our likings, which I'm actually really glad about, and the developers have also done a fabulous job on that too. The next thing which was also added in this update is the developers have added a bunch more flame areas right here, and the way that they are pretty much going to be working is there's going to be a ramp, and you guys will pretty much be able to use this ramp with a vehicle. Let me go ahead and actually show you that too. Alrighty, so for example, guys, there's going to be a lot of areas on the map, as I already said, which are kind of going to be looking like there was some kind of meteor strike or something was exploding over here, and yeah, it does kind of look like a dent in the ground. Maybe bombs were exploding in here. It could really be anything. I'm just making funny stuff up, but the way that this ramp is going to be working is it's going to be making up for some really cool scenarios, because you guys will be able to actually use this in order to have a little bit of a boost. Let's say you're running away from somebody, you could pretty much just use this ramp to give yourself a little bit of a boost in a sense, but you have to go a little bit quicker to make this work even better. I suppose you guys should be using the likes of the Speedy Humvee to actually make the boost even bigger. It would definitely be a great idea. Other than this, I think this is everything that was added in this brand new update. There were some small balance changes in this update as well, but I will be covering this in a different video, and I'll be talking about the map changes on its own and on some things that could also be improved into this to make this map even better. But I'll also be doing an F22 video versus the F35 today, so make sure to stay notified for that. that it is going to be a very close fight already. And then tomorrow I'll also be covering the B2 on its statistics, and same with the brand new Game Pass ship, and I'll be showing you guys how good they are. So anyway, I'll see you guys next video. Stay notified, and thank you so much to my channel members. I hope that you guys will enjoy this update. Developers work really hard on it.